It's that time of the week again where we review the best trade I took this week, and to be honest, I'm going to review the best trade of the week because I did not end up taking the best trade of the week in my personal opinion. In my opinion, the best trading day was Friday. So let's get into what I was seeing, what I end up taking. We'll go on to the 4 hour. What am I seeing here? Seeing these highs. Seeing these highs and they're staring at me. And I want them. That is what I was looking for, draws and liquidity. As you can see, I have these lows marked out right here. Just in case we end up being bearish. But we've inverted the 4 hour here to the upside. We're slowly pushing up. Not going to fight this trend. Price went super low down here. And it's clearly, in my opinion, pushing back to all-time highs. Maybe into this area here. And I might consolidate around all-time highs. It would just depend on what kind of news is out, so on and so forth. But getting into it. We ended up dumping to the downside on the hour. So the hour before market opened, when I go to the 15 minute, we ended up sweeping this low inside a 15 minute gap. And that is very crucial because if I go to the hourly, it was an hourly low inside an hourly gap as well as tapping this hourly order block respectively. Go to the 15 minute, ended up, as I've said, tapping into this gap. 30 minute, same exact thing. Tapping the order block as well as tapping in to the gap, sweeping the low inside it. That for me, this is the area we have to reverse off if we're going to reverse. Not have to. We don't have to do anything in trading, by the way. I wouldn't get my word incorrect. If we're going to reverse, in my opinion, this would be the best position for us to do so. So this is the best position I'm looking to take a position. I did only take this in Alpha Futures. As I've said, I'm more careful this month with all my funding. So I did only take it on my Alpha Future accounts. Let's get into what I actually took. So this is the trade I did end up taking. So, as I said, we swept that low. We get this order block back to the upside. This is what I'm seeing. Order block here. Boom. Bada boom, bada boom. Sweet. Order block here. We have a gap here. We could inverse to an unfilled gap. Now, we are coming back in. We're going to make a 15-minute gap. But I was looking for 50% of this move down. So, what I mean by that is, on this leg down, I want us to tap into 50% before going lower. If not, at least come into one of these gaps before going lower. Very rare we just dump with no pullback, especially pre-mac around this time as the 2 o'clock macro was just about to open up. So I kind of was hoping price would get pushed higher by the macro and then go down if it's going to get lower. That was my thought process behind what I was looking at. We have this fair value gap here, looking to get inversed with momentum, obviously, to take a position with the order block as well. I'm going to play the next candle, get a push down into the said order block, and then we get a rejection out of it with a candle close above, making another order block. It's order block central here. Now, to be honest, you could, and this is very valid from how I trade. Anyone that knows me, this is more advanced. I'm not going to break this down on what I took because I kind of keep that kind of low key. But that is a position you could have took. That tight, in my opinion. That is a good trade. But for me, at the time, I ended up taking this as my stop loss. Hate the way it's so big on the 1 minute. So jarring. And I hate the way it's not neat. That's so annoying. Anyways, you could have had it at that low. And I would not expect price to come back to that low. But I had it here. No, lied to you. I had it here. Covering the sweep of this low. You could have put on it. I had it covering the sweep of that low. And not expecting this fair value gap here to get broke. That we used to go higher. As you're going to see, when I go back onto the 5 minutes, that was my time of entry. You can guess my break even. Pretty self-explanatory in most of my trades. I could only hold till about 1.2 hour. This ended up being 1.2 hours, so my fill actually ended up being a little bit better right here. I could only hold till about here on my Alpha Future accounts, as I can only make so much, as I already have like balances built, and I'm just literally like recycling payouts, like 1.5k payouts on the 50ks. I'm literally just on a recycle phase right now of them, so that's why I only could take $600 a day, $600 a day, and I just get my 3 win days for $200. You make like 1.8k per cycle. If you lose a day, you make 1.6k. You get the drill. And then you get back up to 53k within a week. 6-7 trading days, depending if you lose a day or two. And then, as you know, you get to pay out again. So they're on a recycle. That's how I recycle them. If you have any questions about that, let me know on the free Discord. That's the best place to ask me. come in, join the free Discord, top link in the bio, and then you can email or message me privately from there. But as you're going to see, another thing, a lot of scammers out there, so make sure you go announcements and then tap Curly, and I'm the only one that puts messages in announcements, so I'm the only one that'll message you. It's Curly_trades only on Discord and TikTok, by the way. But let's get in and play the trade out. As you can see, we end up cooking on that trade. The 2 o'clock macro obviously ended up pushing us up here, and we ended up getting our break even. Price ended up running to, oh yeah, yep, that's, oh yep, just straight to the draw on liquidity I wanted. 7R. Do you know what I mean? That's, I left like 15k on the table there, probably, maybe a bit more. It's whatever. I'm not upset about it though, don't worry. Anyways, I'm obviously not upset about it. That's how you trade these accounts. These are future accounts. That's how I know you have to. I couldn't hold to there, or else my consistency it'd be disgusting. Then I'd have to, yeah, you get the story. The max payout's 1.5k, so you know yourself. Did end up taking, as I said, an all my other funding. So that was the trade. If you want to go journal it yourself, it was the 5th of December. Let's get into the other trade. So keep all that in mind I've just showed you, by the way, because this is, in my opinion, the best trade of the week. That was the best trade I took. As I've said, best trade I took. We reviewed the best trade I took, but I want to review the best trade of the week, because in my opinion, I didn't take the best trade of the week. And this was it. It's the 15-minute that closed on market open, I'm pretty sure. No, at quarter to. That is the best trade of the week. In my opinion, has to be. Now, yeah, like you don't even get, I'm just seeing, do you get break even on this at all? I don't think you do. Let me see. So what time does this kind of close at? Oh, this closed exactly at 1. Sorry, I'm just, so right there would have been your entry. I'd have put my stops probably at that low there, and then you would have got, hold on now, let me go back here, boom, 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 boom. I would have probably been took out for 1 hour here somewhere, to be honest. Actually, it's not the greatest play in the world. It is a very good trade, as in it's the best trade in my opinion, but that's all I would have got, is how I trailed my trades. I would end up getting took back and just pulled back. If not, I would have been break even anyways. So that is the trade. That is the best trade of the week by a mile. Look at the V-shape. That's exactly what I talk about. Them V-shape recoveries back to the upside with this inverse in 2 gaps. Momentum on it. Order block in the 5-minute down here. Sweep inside the gap. Draws on liquidity above. As you can see, we got the draw spot on. This draw here, I think, got took by ES. So we had SMT there. So you would have closed your position if you were in longs to that high when ES took it. Well, it would have been the clever thing to do if you did. If you didn't, then that's your own fault. So that would have been 1 hour for me. I actually thought that was going to be more, but that happens. Then we obviously got the pullback, and there was another 3-minute long here as well, back up to the highs. So they were the trade. That was the best trade of the week, and that was the best trade I took of the week, the trade before. Anyways, any questions, let me know. Again, executions and all that, it's best place to see. It's on Instagram. Highlights, there's a wins section. I show my wins, how I got on, stuff like that. I'll always put up how much I made, usually, depending on, don't put up exact amounts, but I will show that I at least took it on a few accounts, what of some of the accounts I took it on. Free Discord below, and if you have any interest in mentorship, drop me a DM on Instagram. If not, have a good weekend, gents. Trade of the week.